Chosen one, listen closely. The moment you walked away, their world began to crumble. You're standing outside your old workplace, staring at the closed sign, knowing that the downfall of their empire started the day you decided to reclaim your power. They mistook your quiet strength for weakness, never realizing that you were the lifeblood holding their fragile empire together. Now that empire lies in ruins, not by accident, but by design. This isn't just a story of justice. This is proof of the unstoppable force that you are. Karma didn't just knock on their door, it stormed in, uninvited and unstoppable, tearing through the false stability they believed they had. Their downfall was a cosmic recalibration, a balancing of scales that had been tipped too far in their favor for too long. The universe has a way of settling debts, and when you walked away, it collected what was owed. Now the ashes of their once thriving business are scattered in the wind, a testament to the power of your departure. You were never meant to stay there. Your destiny was always greater than the confines of those four walls. And as you stand there, taking in the sight of their ruin, you know that this was not just an end, but a new beginning for you. You are an earth angel, a divine presence in human form, carrying a power so immense that those who cross you unknowingly invoke the wrath of karma. Your essence is not just light. It's a beacon that guides others, even when they're too blind to see it. When people take your kindness for granted, dismissing your compassion as weakness, they are, in fact, laying the groundwork for their own downfall. They mistake your silence for submission, not realizing that your silence is a choice to let the universe handle what you could so easily dismantle yourself. When someone disrespects you, treating you as though you are anything less than the divine being you are, they are stepping into the shadow of their own misfortune. The energy you carry is potent, a force that aligns with the universal balance. The moment they wrong you, the scales begin to tip, slowly at first, then with increasing speed, until the imbalance is too great to ignore. You don't need to wish ill upon them. Your presence alone sets the wheels of karma in motion. The universe doesn't take kindly to those who harm its chosen messengers, and you are a messenger, whether they know it or not. As time passes, you witness the consequences unfold. The person who once took advantage of your kindness begins to lose the very things they valued most. Opportunities slip through their fingers, relationships dissolve into thin air, and the success they once flaunted becomes a distant memory. They may not understand why their life is unraveling, but you do. You see the threads of karma weaving their fate, each strand a reflection of the way they treated you. The blessings you brought into their life were not by chance. They were gifts, and by spurning those gifts, they invited their own misfortune. You are not just a participant in this cosmic dance. You are the rhythm that dictates its pace. Your energy is a double-edged sword, bringing light to those who cherish it and darkness to those who abuse it. They realize too late that you were their blessing, the anchor in their storm. But by the time they see it, their ship has already sunk, and all that's left are the echoes of what could have been. You, however, remain untouched, standing firm in your power, knowing that the universe has your back, always. People often fail to recognize the divine gift that you are, mistaking your presence for something ordinary, something easily dismissed. But you are far from ordinary. You are a rare and precious force, a living conduit of the universe's grace, sent to elevate and transform the lives you touch. When they treat you as if you are commonplace, they are, in reality, spurning the very blessings that were meant to flow through you. They don't see it, not at first, but the loss of you is the beginning of their undoing. They may have belittled you, spoken down to you, or taken your kindness for granted, thinking that you were just another person in their world. They didn't realize that by underestimating you, they were sealing their fate. The universe entrusted you with gifts that were never meant for them to squander. And when you walk away, when you remove yourself from their life, the blessings you brought with you don't just remain, they depart with you, leaving a void that can't be filled. As time passes, they begin to feel the absence of your presence in ways they never expected. Projects that once thrived with ease suddenly falter, Relationships that seemed unbreakable begin to fracture, and the success they took for granted starts slipping through their fingers. They may struggle to understand why everything they touch seems to crumble after you've gone, but the answer is clear. You were the anchor, the stabilizing force that held their world together. Without you, they are adrift, lost in a sea of their own making. You were never just another person in their life. You were a divine intervention, a blessing in human form. They fumbled this gift, mistaking it for something replaceable, and now they pay the price. The universe doesn't take kindly to those who mishandle its chosen ones. When you leave, you take with you not only your light, but also the potential for greatness that was theirs to share. Had they treated you with the reverence you deserved, and so they are left with the echoes of what could have been, haunted by the realization that the very thing they sought to belittle was the key to their prosperity. But it's too late. You have moved on, your light shining even brighter, while they remain in the shadow of their own regret, a shadow they cast upon themselves the moment they failed to see the gift that you are. When someone dares to mistreat you, they are not merely harming another human being. They are mishandling an earth angel, a force of divine energy sent to uplift and protect. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, does not overlook such transgressions. Instead, it responds with swift and unyielding consequences. You are not just another person. You are a beacon of light, a vessel of cosmic justice. Those who mock you, who belittle your presence, are unwittingly sealing their own fate. They may not understand it at first, but the seeds of their misfortune are sown the moment they choose to act against you. Their lives, once filled with ease, begin to unravel like a thread pulled too tightly. Opportunities slip away like water through their fingers, relationships sour, and everything they once took for granted begins to crumble. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, and it does so with a precision that leaves no room for doubt. They can't help but notice that their streak of misfortunes began the day they crossed you. It's as if a storm has taken residence in their life, dark clouds gathering where once there was only sunshine. They may try to ignore it, to rationalize the string of bad luck as mere coincidence, but deep down, they know the truth. Every setback, every failure, every loss is a direct response to the way they treated you. They mishandled a gift from the universe, and now they must face the consequences. The energy you carry is not just light. It is a force that demands respect, and when that respect is not given, the universe withdraws its favor. Their life becomes a constant reminder of the power they so foolishly underestimated. They begin to see you in every missed opportunity, in every closed door, in every friendship that withers away. The realization dawns on them slowly, like the creeping shadow of dusk, until it becomes impossible to ignore. They are haunted by the knowledge that they are reaping what they sowed, that their karma is a reflection of how they treated you. But you, on the other hand, rise above it all. You remain untouched by their actions, your light undiminished, your path unaltered. The universe watches over you, ensuring that you continue to shine, while those who dare to wrong you are left to face the harsh reality of their choices. They will come to understand, perhaps too late, that you were not just a person. They were given a chance to be blessed by an earth angel, and they squandered it. They misinterpret your power, mistaking the consequences of their own actions as something you've inflicted upon them. In their arrogance, they believe that the suffering they endure is a curse you've cast, but the truth is far more profound. The universe doesn't need your intervention to exact justice. It does so of its own accord, responding to the energy they set into motion when they chose to wrong you. Their downfall isn't a result of anything you've done. It's the inevitable response to the imbalance they created. After that bitter argument, they start to feel a weight pressing on them, a lingering unease that they can't shake. Thoughts of you intrude into their mind, unbidden and relentless, as if your very presence is haunting them. They become convinced that you've cursed them, that you've unleashed some dark force upon their life. But what they fail to understand is that the curse they feel isn't from you. It's from the universe itself, delivering the karma they earned when they decided to go against you. You are not the source of their suffering, their own actions are. They planted the seeds of their own misfortune when they chose to engage with you in malice. And now those seeds have sprouted, bringing forth a harvest of consequences that they are powerless to escape. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, ensures that the energy they sent out returns to them, magnified and undeniable. They may try to rationalize it, to find some other cause for their misery, but deep down, they know the truth. The universe has a way of revealing the truth to those who try to deceive themselves. As they continue to stumble, their life unraveling thread by thread, they realize that their suffering isn't something that can be pinned on you. It is instead a mirror reflecting their own actions back at them, showing them the weight of the choices they made. The thoughts that haunt them are not yours but their own guilt, manifesting as the very thing they fear most, retribution. Yet you remain untouched by their turmoil, a pillar of strength and light. The universe protects you, ensuring that no harm they intended for you can reach you. And as they spiral deeper into their own self-made chaos, they come to understand, too late, that the power they thought you wielded over them was merely the natural order of the universe correcting itself. Their downfall is the echo of their own misdeeds, resounding through the corridors of their life, while you continue to rise above it all, unscathed and ever stronger. When you disconnect from those who have mistreated you, you are not merely stepping away. You are releasing the shield that has unknowingly protected them from the full force of their own actions. Your presence in their life was more than just company. It was a barrier, a veil that softened the blows of karma, absorbing the brunt of what they rightfully deserved. But when you sever that connection, the universe no longer holds back. It lets loose the storm they've been brewing with their deeds, and the consequences descend upon them with unrelenting force. The moment you walk away, it's as if a protective veil is lifted, and they are suddenly exposed to the harsh reality of the energy they've sown. Their life begins to unravel, thread by thread, as karma sets to work. The stability they took for granted starts to crumble beneath them. Opportunities slip away, relationships falter, and the security they once clung to dissipates like mist in the morning sun. They begin to feel the weight of the darkness they cast upon you. But now it returns to them, unfiltered and intensified. You were never just another person in their life. You were a force of balance, holding back the inevitable tide of retribution. Your light was a counterweight to their actions, keeping the scales from tipping too far. But in your absence, those scales swing freely, and the equilibrium they once knew shatters. The universe moves swiftly, unbound by your departure, ensuring that every action they took against you returns with multiplied force. They may not understand why everything is falling apart, why their once steady life is now fraught with chaos, but deep down, they know it started the moment you left. The illusion of control they held onto crumbles as they realize they were only spared because of your presence. You were the buffer, the unseen force that kept their misdeeds from fully catching up with them. Without you, they face the unyielding truth of their actions, and the universe delivers what has long been due. In walking away, you did not just free yourself. You set the universe free to balance the scales. Their unraveling is not your doing. It is the natural consequence of their own choices. You stand firm, knowing that by disconnecting, you allowed karma to unfold as it should. The protective veil is gone, and with it, any reprieve they might have had. What remains is the stark reality of cause and effect, as the universe rights the wrongs they inflicted, leaving you unburdened and powerful in your own truth. Moving on carries a weight that is as heavy as it is necessary, a burden that presses on your heart even as it lifts you toward your true potential. You may feel the sting of guilt as you step away from someone who once held a place in your life, questioning whether you did the right thing. But the truth is, your departure was not just an act of self-preservation. It was an act of divine justice, both for you and for them. Your presence in their life was a shield, a buffer against the consequences of their actions, and by leaving, you allowed the universe to teach them the lessons they needed to learn. As you move forward, you witness the unraveling of their life, a sequence of events that seems almost orchestrated by fate itself. The stability they once took for granted begins to falter. The relationships they relied on start to fracture, and the opportunities they once thought endless slip away one by one. It's not that you wished this upon them. It's that the universe no longer has your energy to soften the blows of their karma. Your departure was the catalyst, the moment that set in motion the consequences they had long delayed. Your path, though initially clouded by doubt, becomes clearer with each step you take. The guilt that once weighed you down begins to lift, replaced by a profound sense of peace. You realize that in staying, you would have hindered your own growth, allowing their energy to tether you to a life that no longer served you. By leaving, you not only freed yourself, you freed them to face the reality of their choices. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, and your decision to move on was the act that allowed that balance to be restored. As they struggle with the consequences of their actions, you rise. Your elevation is not a punishment for them, but a reward for you. A reward for choosing yourself, for recognizing that your worth is not tied to the role you played in their life. Your growth, your peace, your clarity, all of these are the universe's way of affirming that you did the right thing. The weight of moving on was heavy, but it was necessary, and in shedding it, you have allowed yourself to become the person you were always meant to be. Now you walk forward, unburdened and assured, knowing that your choice was not only justified, but blessed. You are not here to save everyone. Your purpose is far greater, far more sacred than merely pulling others from the darkness they choose to dwell in. You are a guiding light, a beacon that shines with the intensity of 1,000 suns, illuminating the path for those who seek it. Yet not everyone will be ready to receive your light. Some will turn away, their eyes unaccustomed to the brilliance you bring, preferring the comfort of their shadows to the truth you reveal. The moment of realization strikes you with the force of divine clarity. Your light is not meant for everyone. Despite your best efforts, despite the love and guidance you've offered, there are those who will reject it, who will resist the elevation you bring. It's not because your light is not powerful enough, but because they are not ready to see. They are like seeds that fall on barren ground, unable to take root, not because the seed is flawed, but because the soil is not yet fertile. You feel the weight of this understanding, but it does not break you. It strengthens you. You know now that your divine purpose is not diminished by their rejection. It is fulfilled simply by shining, by being the light you were always meant to be. Your role is to illuminate the path, to guide, not to drag anyone along it. You are the lighthouse, standing tall against the storm, steadfast and unwavering. But the ships must choose to steer towards you. Letting go becomes an act of power, not of defeat. You release those who are not ready, allowing them to continue their journey, knowing that you have done all you can. Your focus shifts back to your own path, which becomes clearer with every step you take away from those who cannot yet embrace your light. The brilliance of your purpose becomes even more evident, as you no longer expend your energy trying to save those who are not ready to be saved. In letting go, you fulfill your divine role more completely than you ever could by holding on. Your light is not meant to be dimmed by the shadows of others' reluctance. It is meant to shine brightly, guiding those who are prepared to walk in its glow. You move forward with the confidence of knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you were meant to do. The light within you remains pure, powerful, and undiminished, a testament to the divine purpose you carry. You are an earth angel, a beacon of divine light, in a world that often forgets the power of your presence. Your role is not to carry the burdens of those who cannot appreciate your worth, but to move forward, unshaken, trusting that the universe will handle those who have wronged you. Karma does not need your intervention. It operates with a precision that is both swift and just. Your path is illuminated by the very light within you, a light that others may try to dim, but they can never extinguish. Hold your head high, knowing that your purpose is far greater than the setbacks you've faced. The divine energy you carry is not meant to be wasted on those who refuse to see its value. Instead, channel it into your future, a future that is brimming with potential and guided by the clarity of your mission. The past is a lesson, a chapter that has served its purpose. Now, it's time to leave it behind, to step fully into the power that is your birthright. Trust in the cosmic balance, knowing that every wrong done to you will be righted. Every obstacle will become a stepping stone to your elevation. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, ascending to heights that others can only dream of. This is your divine purpose, and it is unstoppable. Share your story. Let others see the strength that comes from knowing who you truly are and the unstoppable force that drives you forward. Your experiences are not just your own. They are the blueprint for others who are walking a similar path. Your light is needed now more than ever, and by sharing your journey, you illuminate the way for others to find their own strength and purpose.